destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. Destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy.